Hey friends, welcome back to Monday's Hot News. Hope you enjoyed your weekend. I certainly had a delightful time, and you guys all had a delightful time agreeing on our existential questions. So apparently, they're not as existential as I thought, but I got one for you today. Are Pop-Tarts calzones? I need to know. Answer in the poll right up there. Leave your reasoning for that down below in the comments. And also, while you're down there, get to the description box and click on the link to purchase disc plates. Dope metal prints that mount on your wall with magnets. They're fantastic. They have amazing designs. We have a new set that we're currently building out right now that's gonna have some magnificent displays. So you should wait and see for that, but just fantastic stuff. You can get handsome Squidward. Did you know that? You can get a sloth in space and put it on your wall. Decor is amazing. Use the link in the video description to check it out. Use coupon code UFD to save 15%. Mount, magnets, wall, poster. Good. And then lastly, before we jump on into the actual news for today, I need to let you know that there's a wicked deal going on right now over on Amazon, Best Buy, Newegg, everywhere that you can probably pick this up. The Ryzen 9 3900X, normally going for $500 for the 12-core 24-thread CPU, has been discounted to $420. That's $80 off. That is a 16% savings. It's good. We'll leave an Amazon affiliate link in the video description for you to pick one up if you're so interested. And now let's jump on into the news, which is, holy crap, what is this Nvidia GPU? Oh my goodness, how does it have 7,552 CUDA cores? That's insane. So apparently, back in October and November, there were Geekbench listings that are only being discovered now for some insane Nvidia GPUs. 7,552 CUDA cores, Reece. The RTX 2080 Ti only has 4,352. The top GPU right now, the Tesla V100, which is Volta-based, only has 5,120. This is a huge increase. Everybody's suspecting that this is likely a Tesla card, but still, getting that many CUDA cores jam-packed into a GPU is no minor feat. They have 24 and 48 gigabytes of VRAM respectively, and they performed way out of the ballpark of what is currently available out on the market right now. They're obliterating everything. Oh my goodness. They're running at 1.1 gigahertz right now, which isn't very fast, but considering these are likely engineering samples that came out in October and November, Nvidia's had some time to refine this and bring out something that likely will perform as fast as the Tesla V100, which runs at roughly 1.8 gigahertz. So these GPUs are jam-packed with 118 compute units, got CUDA cores out to wazoo, got VRAM that you wouldn't even know how to use. It's crazy. Everything's running wicked fast, and this is showing that potentially Nvidia has some monster graphics cards out on the horizon that, like, once they finally come to consumers, we might be able to get Tesla V100 level of CUDA cores jam-packed into the top-end consumer flagship RTX 3080 Ti or RTX 2180 Ti. Nobody's saying that.
No.
Yes.
No.
Or they're going to screw us up completely. The RTX 1780 Ti, because it's going to come after the GTX 16 series. How's that feel, Reece?
I hate it so much.
Yeah, well, it makes just as much sense as the GTX 16 series, okay? They might even just call it the RTX 4. So these are some wicked specs, wicked numbers, insanely powerful. We'll see if this actually comes to consumers anytime soon. There is some indication out there that Nvidia might have something to unveil for us towards the end of this month at GTC. If that's still gonna happen, we'll have to find out, which we'll talk about the other G acronym later. That was a weird way of saying that. Anyways, let's talk about something that I am personally affiliated with, even though most of our American audience probably isn't, and that is the Superflower brand of power supplies. Our favorite retailers over in South Africa, Wootware, sell these by the popsicle. They sell them by the truckload. These are amazing power supplies. They're actually the OEM for a lot of the big brands out there, EVGA being one of note, and it has been announced that they're going to start entering the US market. Their price to performance is great. They have long longevity, really good warranties. They have an RGB version with the cables. I love them so much, and if you're in South Africa, check them out at Wootware. But I've used them in basically every PC build that I made in South Africa, and they were phenomenal. Never had an issue besides the one time that I tried to make coffee using my computer, and I ended up pouring the coffee into the power supply, and then Wootware hooked me up with getting that returned to me. Thank you so much. But speaking of the other G acronym conference that's going on, GDC, the Game Developers Conference, they have officially finally announced that they're going to postpone the event. This is obviously due to things happening in the world that are slightly dangerous. We can't say that. We can't say what it is because we'll get demonetized, as evidenced by our episode of Hot News last week, which got fully demonetized. I requested an appeal, got slapped with the money hammer or the anti-money hammer, whatever you have it. Anyways, GDC being postponed, they're not officially canceling it, but after several companies began to pull out, Microsoft, CD Projekt Red, Sony, they just didn't have enough of a crowd to even have the conference to begin with. So hopefully they might happen later this year, or if the thing that caused them to cancel in the first place isn't dealt with, they might not have it at all this year. So we'll find out. But I mean, you're going to be inside playing games anyways. So it's kind of like the point of the conference is still going to happen, which is games are going to be released and everybody's going to be in their bedrooms playing it, not getting the thing. It's so stupid that I can't even say it. But what's not stupid is Baldur's Gate 3, which has new gameplay trailers, CG trailers, and is getting only released on PC. If you're a fan of the Baldur's Gate series, you got some goodness for you, which if you're a fan of the Final Fantasy VII series, which it technically is a series. You got Advent Children, you got the Dirge of Cerberus, all that. The remake now has a demo officially available on Sony's network, so you can go download it right now and play the first few hours on the remake. So check that out in case you're interested.
Go on, do the honors. Prove to me you're the man Tifa says you are, that you're one of us.
Never said I was. I'm just here for the paycheck.
Then do the damn job.
And then in case you're interested in the creators of League of Legends knocking off CSGO and trying to make another esport while also not dealing with their company culture, maybe let's not get into that political bit of issue. Anyways, Riot's Project A has officially been announced as Valorant, which just looks to be like an FPS that they're trying to make a actual esports to take some of that sweet CSGO money. Anyways, there's gameplay previews, there's information out about it on the internet right now, so you can check out Valorant if you so want. It does seem similar to Overwatch, but let me know what you think of it down below in the comments. And in case you like another shooter, Borderlands 3 is officially coming to Steam on March 13th, so you only have to wait under 2 weeks to get out of the death grip of Epic Game Store exclusivity and pick it up on your second favorite launcher. Your first favorite launcher should be GOG Galaxy 2.0. You're welcome. And speaking more of games, developers don't want to develop for Google Stadia. Imagine, one, because it's a piece of crap software where they don't actually implement everything that they said they were going to, but then two, they're afraid that Google is actually going to kill it off, just like they've killed off several other projects. And then not only that, some indie developers have come out and said that they were approached by the Stadia team, and usually with that kind of thing, they lead with some kind of offer that would give you an incentive to go with them. But the incentive was kind of non-existent. That's the short of it. Google trying to get people on their platform while also saying, just cuz? And then Renault has announced their latest Transformer electric vehicle, which is a concept that Tesla already tried and implemented and then did away with because it didn't really make a whole lot of sense. Not a lot of people use it. Anyways, you can change the shape of your car to fit a larger battery so that you can get better range and power out of it. You can go from 40 kilowatt hours to 90 kilowatt hours, and the car will expand to get that extra placement in there. Anyways, this was available for Tesla cars a while ago, where Model S owners could go and get a longer range battery swapped out, and then they could go back and get their normal battery. One, it costs a lot of money. Two, just buy the higher range one. Like, why? It seems like a cool concept as far as like the sustainability of reusing batteries, but at the same time, people who buy these cars, like, they're not just gonna, nobody's doing this. It's dumb. That's my opinion. What do you think? But I also have an opinion on Jeep making an e-bike that's all-terrain. Reece, what would you guess that a Jeep e-bike would cost?
Stupid amount.
Give me a number.
I'm throwing more than $10.
$6,000 roughly is how much the Jeep e-bike costs. It's an all-terrain two-wheeler that it's not an expensive price for an electric mountain bike, but at the same time, isn't part of mountain biking the fact that you get to do all of the work yourself? And then something that's kind of cool for me, because my son actually is going to need a wheelchair at some point, British Airways has announced that they're testing autonomous electric vehicles at JFK, that you can put passengers into the electric vehicle and it can navigate through the airport and get you to the gate of your destination so that you can make sure that you're going through. That's actually kind of cool. I like this. It's a cool little thing from British Airways. Well done. Appreciate you. I have enjoyed every flight that I've been on with British Airways, going from America to South Africa. Been some of the best experience. Delta sucks. Don't like Delta. Everybody's kind of snippety. Don't really like that. Qatar has been really good. Emirates has been so-so. Qatar and probably British Airways, my top. And then lastly, in a cool little bit of news, a musician has used an algorithm to create every single melody possible in the entire world and then copyright all of them to prove how ridiculous music copyright laws are. So not every single melody, however, he created over 300,000 melodies each second with a catalog of 68 billion 8-note melodies, which, because that's the vast majority of musical lawsuits lawsuits happened to happen over 8-note melodies. So he created 68 billion 8-note melodies. He copyrighted all of the ones that he could to just show how ridiculous it is to copyright music and for lawsuits to happen against musicians who take little snippets here and there because there's only a finite amount of music that could ever exist because it's basic math. And you can't copyright math because you're just discovering it, just like you can't copyright music because you're just discovering things that have only been there all through the entire history of time, but we're just coming upon them. You're not actually creating them. That's the argument behind the musician and lawyer who did this algorithm. Anyways, what do you think of the copyright lawsuit? Anyways, what do you think of the copyright lawsuit-proof robot that created all of the music that you could possibly ever have in 8 notes? Let me know down below in the comments. And while you're down there, don't forget to check out disc plates. We got so many dope amazing metal plates that you can buy down below. Use coupon code UFD, save 15%. Pick them up. Oh yeah. Also, don't forget to answer the existential question of the day. Are Pop-Tarts calzones? I need to know. Okay? Hit the like button if you enjoyed the video. Get subscribed to stay up to date for more Not Who's, and I will see you in the next video. Bye. I'm disturbed at my own statement.